Question number 2. Explain why the atomic radii, so that's the radius, so the distance across an atom, so from the nucleus to the outer shell rather, decrease across period 3 from sodium to chlorine. So basically it's asking why the atoms get smaller. So as you go across a period, the number of protons increases, so the proton number will increase, the number of protons increases, so there's greater nuclear attraction between the nucleus and the electrons. So there's greater nuclear attraction, then the atoms essentially get smaller. Explain why the melting point of sulfur S8 is greater than that of phosphorus. Well, S8 is larger than P4, so if you consider something like oil, something like bitumen with very, very long chains compared to something like petrol with very, very short chains, then tar or bitumen has a higher boiling point than something like diesel or petrol that have got very short chains, and the same thing happens here. So S8 is bigger than P4, therefore you get a greater intermolecular attraction between the bigger molecules. You've got to name the force, it's van der Waals. So that's essentially the attraction between the nucleus in one atom, in one molecule, and the electrons in another molecule, and therefore you get more van der Waals forces, though. So therefore the melting point will be greater in sulfur because it's a bigger molecule. S8 is bigger than P4. Explain why sodium oxide forms an alkaline solution when it reacts with water. Tricky one that. An oxide ion is O2 minus, so the O2 minus is going to react with the water and it's going to make hydroxide ions. So alkalis or base are hydroxide ions. So you need to say that sodium oxide contains O2 minus ions, or the oxide ion reacts with water forming OH minus or hydroxide ions. So oxide ions react with water to form OH minus ions or hydroxide ions, and that's the actual equation if you actually want to know it. Write an ionic equation for phosphorus 5 oxide with an excess of sodium hydroxide. Tricky one this. Phosphorus 5 oxide is P4O10. Hydroxide ions are OH minus. You've got to know that you make a phosphite ion, PO43 minus, a phosphite ion. You just got to learn that, and you also make some water, and then you've got to balance it. Tricky one that, something to learn.